What's going on, everybody? Dave back again, and today we're going to be working on a new series. I don't know how long and how many episodes I'm going to end up putting out. I'm going to try and keep them short. I have wanted forever to have an actual studio setup, somewhere where I can actually have stand-up things, where I can film things as big as Death here. He's over 2 foot tall, as you can tell. But I've always wanted where I could set up and do full-on shots and reviews. This way I could do videos full on. That's what I've been working on. But this isn't just all about me. My wife will actually end up using the space as well for teaching students. So that will work out well too. What today's video is going to be about is I want to do a beginning to end of, on a budget, how to set up your own YouTube studio. Today I'm going to show you how to take a blank wall and turn it into something presentable. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so here we are, and I'm going to show you how to take a blank wall. You don't want a blank wall. Trust me, you don't want a blank wall. You're not going to really hear that much echo right now because I'm using the lav mic, and there are a lot of things I have around. As you can tell, I have my storage closet. This is what I call my storage closet. It has all my Amazon deliveries and everything else on there, some of my Sideshow collectible boxes, a crock pot, bread maker. It's got everything on here. What I want to do is show you how to take an average room, turn it into a decent looking studio on a budget. Budget-y. As budget-y as I can end up getting. So one of the things that you definitely want to do is you want to spruce up your backdrop. Plain white, it just doesn't end up working, especially if you end up building up footlights and things. Now you can do something like I have upstairs in the studio. If you've seen my videos, I have the brick one up there, and all that is a layout, but it's actually attached to the wall. My thought is I don't want that. I want something where I can have some lighting coming around it. So what I've ended up doing is in my living room, I've had some blackout curtains in there for about 2 years. I've loved the color of them. I've loved how they actually just block out all light from outside. So that's what we're going to end up using. Is I picked up another set. Now, one thing I will recommend, I've already put the post up on the wall. They're super easy. This doesn't weigh anything. I mean, the curtains are a little heavy, but it doesn't weigh enough. Don't worry about anchoring it to the wall. You can just do 2 screws each. But I will recommend, because unless whoever built your place is a perfectionist, you're going to have some variation between the floor and the ceiling. So what I did was I measured out how far they needed to go, and then I measured from the ceiling 9.5 inches down for each one. That way, when I'm filming, and if you end up seeing that in the ceiling, it's going to look even. The floor I'm not worried about, because you guys will never end up seeing the floor. I'm not worried about that. So these are 84 inches, but a 42 wide. They're longer. You can get them in all kinds of sizes. If you have taller walls, wider walls, you can just about do any size. What we're going to use is a curtain rod. This was about $8.99 on Amazon. It's not the best made. These are just plugged in with, plastic plug-ins, but we don't need high quality. We just need something that works, and these end up working. Like I said, about $8.99. I will post links down below for both the curtains and this. Now for the curtains, there is a sheen to one side, and I'm sorry, I don't actually have light set up. This is just from my ceiling fan. I'm trying to be as authentic as I can, just basic. So there is a sheen to one side, and the other side is actually flat, but I don't want that side. I want this because I am going to be using some color lights here and there, and I want just a slight sheen on the backdrop itself. This is going to come wrinkled as hell. You definitely want to just run it through the dryer. You don't have to wash it, just run it through the dryer. It'll remove on high. I think I ran it on high for like 5 minutes, and all the wrinkles came right out of it. If you have pets, this is going to attract pet hair. There's no two ways around it, but you already know that if you have pets. Now this is a really thick fabric, and the reason I chose it is because I'm going to be running LED strip, RGB LED strip all the way around, probably in about that far from the edges. That way I actually get the glow, but it's not too harsh. So I'm going to be running that along the wall. I'll show you guys that process probably in the next video. So all you need to do, just feed the ball into the pocket. Depending on which rod you got, it might be a little tight, but this slides in pretty easy. Just slide the first one, then slide the second one. I recommend doing it this way instead of sliding one on, having it on the rack and trying to slide on the other one. Let's take it over the wall. So to mount this up, all you need to do, I separate here in the middle. I take the smaller end, I hook it in the rack, I slide it all the way over. Right in just like that. Now there are little screws that are on here that you can actually just tighten down if you want to tighten it down, but we're not going to end up doing that because we're probably going to end up shifting these around and everything at some point to put up the LEDs. Now I will end up doing the same thing that I ended up doing in my living room with the center section. I will either overlap it a little bit this way, or I may just tuck it like this with some you know, the clothespins or the clothes needles that they end up using, and pin that so it's together, it doesn't come apart. Because my cats are gonna, I mean, within the first trial of this guy was actually behind it thinking nobody could see him. Oh, we could completely see him. So just kind of even it out, and there you go. It's going to give you a nice clean backdrop, and then if you add the lights behind it, it's going to give you a nice glow all the way around it, just to give you some contrast behind there, especially depending on how far out you have your seating position and your desk and what lens you're going to have. You know, it's going to blur that a little bit more and give you a nice, you know, fuzzy effect. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that and it was informative to someone. Like I said, links will be down in the description. Next video coming up should be for the LEDs. I'm going to try out this brand. I haven't tried them out before, but this is a RGB that I can use my phone, I can use my my Alexa or Google Home, and I can use those to adjust it. It does have a remote with it. I don't see that I'm going to need to do a bunch of crazy things. I just want pretty much primary colors, but I want to be able to change it around. So that's going to be the next project. Then we'll bring the table in. The table is a glass top art table, and I like the glass top. I like that it's just a clean finish. I would like a rustic wood, but I'm not about to go out and buy. It's what I got. It's what I'm going to use. But the problem is filming on it, you can get glare off of it, especially if you're doing overhead shots. So we're going to stick a vinyl film on there, and I'll show you how that ends up going. You'll still get that clear effect, but it's going to knock off that glare. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button because there's more coming, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, YouTube.